what it means to be an American. America is freedom, and freedom is special and rare.
We, the people of this great nation.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We, the people.
We, the people
of this great nation.
of this great nation.
America. We have single-handedly made the biggest mistake for this country. And I see the people celebrating it out there. I see all the liberals extremely happy about what's going on. And it's just real sad to see the stupidity that's going on right now. It's extremely, extremely sad to me. I mean, I am completely and utterly shocked at the situations that are going on. And let me explain to you why. It's so simple. It's so simple to break down. Okay, so we're obviously divided. The country's obviously divided. We have 73 million people that voted for Trump, and then a massive amount of dead people that voted for Biden. So we're all divided, and we all voted for Donald Trump because of the failures of the Obama administration. So now we're going to put basically Obama's right-hand man, who was a bigger failure because accomplished zero in 47 years, although Obama accomplished very little himself as a president of the United States. But nevertheless, once again, we're doing the same shit all over again. Now, let me explain to you why. Let me explain to you why America will never, ever accept these elections. Because you never accepted the 2016 election results. Till this day, you don't accept the election results from 2016. And that's pretty damn sad, to be honest with you. First and foremost, we actually have claims here, which are pretty legitimate claims on fraud. It's quite obvious that fraud was committed. I mean, anybody with their right mind knows that there's no way 75 plus million people voted for Joe Biden. There's just no way on earth. Usually in America, the person that works the hardest is the one that usually accomplishes. Usually that's how it works. You work hard, you get far, you succeed. Joe Biden literally did nothing. And then we have companies like Dominion, which we were using as our systems for voting and counting. And what happens? We start doing a little research and we start digging a little bit. And it happens to be that company was created by Chavez and bought off later by a few other companies. It's been traveling through different hands. Okay, and for those of you who think dead people are not voting, yes, they are. It has been confirmed. Tucker Carlson confirmed it. Okay, so there is dead people. Now, is it enough to sway an election? No. Do I think that people counted ballots and probably threw away Trump ballots? Yeah. If not, they wouldn't have anything to hide. They wouldn't be boarding up windows. They wouldn't be not letting Republicans watch people while they're counting the polls. I mean, while they're counting the ballots. I mean, that's pretty fucking suspicious if you ask me. Nevertheless, we just have to put up with it, as Whoopi Goldberg says. Just deal with it. We have to accept the results. Seriously? After a Russian hoax? After an impeachment? After everything you've put this country through? And then we have now Fox News that's kind of jumping on the bandwagon. If you haven't noticed a different shift in Fox News, the way they're acting, how they're being very hostile towards the campaign managers and the people that work around Donald Trump. Well, let me tell you a fun fact, guys. Everybody who voted for Joe Biden, you will get what you deserve. African Americans, you know what's going to happen for you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hispanics, you know what's going to happen for you? Nothing. Military, you know what's going to happen for you? Which you guys, most of you voted for Trump. So you know what's going to happen for you? Probably cuts in your salaries. And you're probably going to end up somewhere in the desert fighting a useless war. Because that is what Joe Biden and company is for. We're no longer going to be energy independent. China's going to dominate us. They're going to dominate the globe. And if anybody thinks that Joe Biden's going to be tough on China or Russia or Iran or any of these countries, you're dead wrong. He took money from them. unlikely that he's going to be enemies. It's unlikely that their money, their value, the currency of China went down when they thought Trump was winning, and then suddenly it went right back up when they realized Biden won. Yeah, unlikely that anybody's going to be as hard on Russia and China as Donald Trump has. We had an American leader. We had a great president. We had a president that's unlike any president of our time. Maybe Ronald Reagan was what was the last president we had like this. A president that brought out the spirit of America. And that's the thing that the left doesn't understand. They just don't understand us. They think we're just all dumb, deplorables. They think we have a small IQ. They think they're better than us. Don Lemon has said it several times, and this is a dumbass that actually literally said there was a black hole in the Bermuda Triangle when an airplane got lost. A black hole within our planet. I mean, that's how dumb he is. I mean, he's actually said that he bought an AR-15 and that's an automatic weapon, not a semi-automatic. That the other anchor was trying to help him fix it, and he continued to say, no, I went out there and I shot it. I kept pulling the trigger and I kept pulling the trigger and it fired. It was an automatic, and that's not how an automatic works. It's when you pull the trigger and it continues to shoot. These are the people that are guiding us. The hypocrisy of the people that are telling us accept the results. The same hypocrites like Chris Cuomo that goes out and tells everybody wear masks. It's your duty, but gets a letter from his apartment building telling him that you're affecting other people in the building and that you might be a harm to other people in the building because you're not wearing your face mask in the building. And he also lied about being quarantined, which has already been verified, that he got caught. The guy is a liar. These media people are all full of shit, which is why I'm now streaming on Rumble, which is why I moved over to Parler, which is owned by Don Bongino, which I'm a huge fan of him. And I celebrate how he served our country as a police officer in New York City and also served us as a Secret Service agent. Again, I don't want to be censored, but you know what? What most Americans want, which we're not going to get, is transparency. Already, look at what's just happening in the last week. Demands. When have you ever seen a president get elected or a presidential candidate get elected and have demands from organizations like BLM or senators like Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders demanding positions in the cabinet? They're not asking, they're telling him. They're telling him, listen, we got you votes. Now you owe us. This is ridiculous. This is unlike anything we've ever seen. Oil prices, get ready. They're going up. So for all those Republicans out there that are with me, invest in oil because the price is going to skyrocket. I promise you it will. Iran, already Joe Biden's planning on renegotiating the Iran nuclear deal, which literally destabilized the entire region. But again, this guy was never bright. Joe Biden was never a smart guy. I mean, he didn't graduate top of his class. He was actually lower part of his class. He's just one thing he's got going for him. He's charismatic. And apparently that won him the election, which I still and I'm willing to accept the results of the election. 100%. I'm willing to accept the result of the election. Once they do an audit in Georgia, I think they're going to find fraud. Maybe not. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll accept him as my president, but I will criticize him. This is not going to change anything for me. It's just going to put me from being on the defensive side to the offensive side. Now I get to criticize Biden on wrecking our entire country because that is exactly what he's going to do. He is going to wreck our entire country. Mark my words. This man is going to be a disaster. A disaster. We already see it. He wants to go back into the Paris Climate Accord, which we already know is going to cost thousands of jobs and cost Americans a lot of taxpayer dollars. His taxes, oh, get ready. It went from $400,000 to now $100,000. People who make over $100,000. Listen, all these cities that preached and promoted him, they're all going to regret it. All these celebrities that backed him, they're the ones that are going to be paying the massive taxes. These people are idiots. The hate for Trump was so big. It was so overwhelming that people were actually voting based on hate instead of what's in their best interest. And that is sad when you're voting on feelings instead of facts. They want to take credit away from him. He's got everybody against him. Pfizer would be the perfect example. Why didn't they release the fact that they had a vaccine that was 90%, a 90% effective vaccine? Why wouldn't they release that earlier? Why didn't they release it earlier? That's a good question. I'll tell you why. Because they don't want to help They don't want to help Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going to lower the cost prices of medications. He's trying it. He's not talking about it like Joe Biden is. He's actually doing it, or at least trying within his power to do it by putting executive orders. How far that goes, that's yet to be determined. But already, the Muslim ban that they keep calling it the Muslim ban, but it wasn't really a Muslim ban. It was a ban on countries that had possibility of terrorists that can come into this country. That's going out the window. Borders? Oh, forget borders. Our country's no longer going to have borders. We're not going to have borders. It's come on in. Taxpayers are going to pay for your health insurance. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I still think there's a path for him to win. But if there isn't, 2024, he'll just fix everything that Joe Biden fucked up. If Joe Biden even lasts that long. Because I'm predicting within a year, Kamala Harris will take over as president of the United States. And that's sad. That's sad. And deep down inside, everybody knows this election was rigged. Even the people in CNN, MSNBC, NBC, they all know it was rigged. That's why they're telling us, just forget about it. Accept the results. You know why they're telling us that? Because deep down inside, they know it's rigged. They know it. They know that there was no way they got that many voters to go out. But this is the times that we're living in right now. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do but keep up the good fight. And continue to have faith in our senators, in our congressmen, because we have some good ones out there. I can tell you, America's obviously not on the same page as Joe Biden. Congress explains it all. They lost 15 seats, I think, or 10 seats last I checked, but it's predicted to be about 15. Yeah, that's not good for the Democrats. It was a very good night for the Republicans, which is why I find it very ironic that they did so well, yet Donald Trump didn't get reelected. A man that went and campaigned in 5 different locations daily for the last 2 days before the elections, highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. I've looked at so many different things, numbers that don't match up with the amount of people that voted, with the amount of registered voters. The fraud is there. And I think the recounts are actually going to prove it. And if it doesn't, well, fuck it. Joe Biden is an illegitimate president, just like they considered Donald Trump an illegitimate president. Remember, we were not the ones that created #NotMyPresident. We were not the one that created the Russian hoax that everyone got away with it. Literally $40 million in taxpayer dollars on an investigation that the FBI themselves knew was a fraud. And it's already been proven by our great congressmen and senators. Literally an impeachment based on a phone call of suspicious activities that we knew were going on. And now we had a laptop that proved that everything that he was asking was actually factual. Did the media talk about it? No, God forbid. God forbid they mention anything against Joe Biden right before the election. No. We can't do that. You're going to tell me the numbers came out overwhelmingly more for Donald Trump than in 2016 and he still lost the election? No way. No way, man. That is a moment. That's what that is. You know what? But fine. If the results, and after everything is said, Joe Biden ends up continuing to be president-elect, and then eventually, remember, president-elect doesn't mean shit. The media is the one that, right now, the media is the one that called it. It hasn't been certified. It hasn't gone through the court systems and all the legal battles that we have going on. Right now, he's just a civilian that once it gets certified, he will be president, of course. But hasn't been certified. I think the recount in Georgia is going to make a huge difference. And I hope, and if not, at least we will know. If there is fraud, we will know that Donald Trump once again unveiled the corruption of the Democratic Party. But don't worry, all you Joe Biden supporters out there, all you small business owners that support Joe Biden's policies, all you liberals out there, you kiddies that are still living in your parents' house, that you voted for Joe Biden because he's going to give you free college, free health care. It's not going to happen. Reality check. These are promises that politicians make every time around, and nothing changes. Donald Trump, on the other hand, made promises across the board and completed them across the board for everybody. Lowest unemployment rate for African Americans. Lowest unemployment rate for Hispanics. An energy independent country. Hard tariffs on China. Middle Eastern peace deal. Historical black colleges funding for 10 years straight. More than any other president. He's done so much for America. He put America first. And you know what? Unfortunately, the system was always rigged against him because they did not like him. And it was always going to be rigged against him. This man, they set COVID up for him. They set COVID up in a perfect way. Nancy Pelosi is a vicious, evil human being. That lady knew that she could use this COVID-19 to her advantage. The impeachment didn't work. Nothing else worked. When COVID-19 hit, she goes, I see an opportunity. We send out a bunch of unsolicited ballots, and most likely people are going to commit fraud, especially the ones that hate Donald Trump. Because let me tell you something. Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. No, that's the way that the Republicans work. When they go low, we go high. The Democrats when they go low, they go even lower. They're willing to go as low as they have to, even if it means destroying our democracy. Chuck Schumer said the other day, he openly said it. He goes, let's take Georgia so we could change America. Damn, is America that bad? A country that everybody wants to come to? Is it really that bad of a country? I mean, this is shocking to me. America's that bad of a country. I mean, these are the people that are serving us, people. I mean, my fellow Americans, these are the people that are serving us, and they hate our own country. These are senators that hate the country they live in, that they believe that our country needs a drastic change. Yeah, the drastic change is for them to do a power grab, for them to take control, for them to never lose control, because that's all they care about. That's why I've always been for terms on senators and congressmen, because I feel that the longer they're in office, the more corrupt they become, because the more the lobbyists can get their hands on them and the more corruption that's formed. Then we had a president like Donald Trump, the outsider that came out of nowhere, came out of the woodworks and changed the whole thing, changed the entire dynamics of how the president works, began doing things that were not normal in the Washington swamp, and it worked. And everybody was shocked. Even the Democrats were shocked. No matter how much they attacked him, he kept fighting back and he kept winning. So what did they have to do? They had to take him out of the presidency. They had to take the presidency away from him. So in my book, Unity, fuck you. I'm not uniting with any Democrats or any of you, because you guys didn't unite with us when we asked you to. And as for Biden, you know what? I'll respect the office of the presidency because I am an American first, but that man will always to me be an illegitimate president, because I know this election was rigged, and I know he would have never won this election if there was not mass mailing of unsolicited ballots. Guaranteed he wouldn't be president, or he would not have even been close to it. People stood in the rain. People stood in the worst weathers just to see Donald Trump. I mean, we're seeing the rally today, the Mega Million March. It's loaded with people in the streets. Yeah, the media won't show that. I saw it on CNN. They didn't even show it. They didn't even show it because they saw there was no violence. Because we don't do violence. We don't loot. They expected to board up windows and board up everything. You think they were boarding up those windows prior to the election because of Republicans? No. They were worried that Donald Trump was going to win, and they were boarding it up because they were scared of Antifa and all those people that were going to attack. What happened when supposedly everything was in favor to Joe Biden? Did Republicans go onto the street and cause chaos? No, we didn't. We did not. But anyways, guys, that's my rant for the day. I'm pretty frustrated with everything that's going on in this country right now. I think that we are all pretty divided at this point, and I don't think anything's going to change that. I think we just have to have faith in the system and hope it plays out. If not, we just got to wait. We got to wait. We got to hold it off like we did with Obama for 4 years and keep fighting the good fight. Keep staying faithful to our country. We're all patriots. We all love our country. We want the best for our country. But I promise you something. Those who voted for Biden will regret it. Because the ones that voted for Biden are the ones that are going to be affected the most by Biden's policies. Just wait and see. God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless this beautiful country we call America.
America great again.